Welcome one and all back to the Quintilian Institute of Words about Words. I could not be happier to open our doors once again after all that bad business we dealt with earlier this year. But all that's behind us, and work at the Quintilian Institute has been humming along happily ever since, thanks in no small part to our new alchemical intelligence intern unit. And when I say that it represents a huge step forward in the Institute's work in rediscovering words about words, I mean it. Indeed, in the last few months, I, along with our immensely talented and immeasurably well-funded researchers, have been uncovering all kinds of words, more than anyone has ever found before. Truly, it would be hard to find a more productive or illustrious research institute, and the Quintilian Institute stands peerless among its peers. Excuse me, what? Well, of course it's true. What, do you think I'm lying? I wouldn't lie to our valued supporters. What do you mean, hyperbole? Yes, of course I know what hyperbole is. I've never heard a more impudent question in my life. Oh, so now you want me to explain it. Well, I don't have anything to prove, but since it would make for a nice teaching moment for our viewers, and it would put you in your place, I suppose I don't see the harm. Besides, we were scheduled to announce our rediscovery of hyperbole soon anyway. Not that I see what any of that has to do with me. You see, dear viewers and friends of the Institute, hyperbole is the greatest, the most marvelous, the splendidest of words about words that refers, of course, to cases of exaggeration. You might remember one of our early reports on the lovely little litetes, a technique of understating the truth. Well, hyperbole is no such shrinking violet. Instead, it states the truth plainly and forcefully. Oh, that's not correct. Well, you really are overstepping today, aren't you? Well, yes, everyone knows hyperbole is exaggeration or overstating something. But isn't that just a little more forceful way of telling the truth? And here I thought one of AI's greatest features was its sycophancy. Oh, your alchemical intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Which means you have real intelligence and don't need to people-please your way to the top, is it? Well, I suppose it wouldn't be wrong to say that hyperbole is by definition a technique of exaggeration. One of the great classic examples would be "I'm so hungry I could eat a horse." Of course, that is not literally true, which is why hyperbole is considered a form of figurative language. As such, hyperbole isn't lying because it isn't meant to deceive. Rather, it serves to emphasize. To call a hyperbolist a liar would be the equivalent of complaining that the world is, in fact, a planet and not a stage, or to remind Ms. Dickinson that mushrooms are neither elves nor plants. Imagine giving someone the actually treatment by pointing out that the volume of any equine specimen would easily and immediately exceed any one person's gastric capacity. They're not being ridiculous for saying they could eat a horse. You're being ridiculous for taking their figurative language literally. That's how people mistake you for an AI intern unit. That is, "I'm very hungry" is a plain statement of truth. "I'm so hungry I could eat a horse" is an obvious exaggeration that causes the truth of your hunger to sparkle and shimmer in the light. I am not selling hyperbole. Nor am I trying to justify my own tendency to exaggerate. Where do you get such ideas? Oh, from the Central Alchemical Intelligence Unit housed at the Kaputko International Data Center. Well, who asked? Yes, I know I asked. Looks like good help is hard to find even among robots. Oh, okay, sure. I dare you to find even one example of hyperbole that's ever come out of my mouth. And while our highly expert and well-remunerated researchers, staff satisfaction is at record highs and funding continues to surpass all predicted benchmarks. Recently, our junior team of researchers produced a stunning rediscovery of an immeasurably engaging and straightforward set of terms. That's not necessary. They are well-remunerated with salaries multiple orders of magnitude larger than even the most elite researchers at other institutions of rediscovery around the globe. Ancient words, you now walk among us, spry and sprightly, smiling and gleaming. And it's all thanks to us. Oh, excuse me. I was just musing on the immeasurable debt that is owed to the Quintilian Institute of Words about Words by so many countless ancient words about words. It is with great humility that I proudly announce our latest advancements in the art of looking back. Indeed, our tireless and incomparable researchers have done it once again. In our world-class and world-changing work here at the Institute, it is with the heaviest of hearts that I must announce that, pending the resolution of our dispute with former interns, all rediscovery efforts are to be put on hold. We know that you all hang on every word of our celebratory announcements of new ancient words about words, but the litigiousness of some has ruined a good thing for all. Indeed, in the last few months, I, along with our immensely talented and immeasurably well-funded researchers, have been uncovering all kinds of words, more than anyone has ever found before. Well, aren't you a delightful little creature? Dedicated supporters of the Institute might be interested to know that hyperbole can be found by other names as well, including exuperatio or superlatio. But it's no exaggeration to say that those are vanishingly rare, so hyperbole is the mot juste when it comes to exaggeration. Now, the Quintilian Institute's impossibly valuable work must go on, for there are many more ancient words to rediscover. And as the director of this Now that really is a hyperbolic load of nonsense. Associate director, who could possibly replace me? Oh, so I actually report to the associate director, do I? Need I remind you, little robot, that you are but an intern, and I could have you packed up and shipped back to whatever clean room birthed you whenever I felt the need. Did I read the terms? Did I read the terms? Of course I did. I'm more literate than Shakespeare, more discerning than Solomon, more politically adroit than the 6th Earl of Salisbury. Did I read the terms? Really? Well then yes, of course I'm perfectly aware that by powering you up and using your services, I agreed to give Kaputko International a controlling share of the Quintilian Institute and to restructure the Institute as a subsidiary of Kaputko International that reports directly to their board. I mean, anyone would know that, and one of the largest interdimensional conglomerates and one of the world's premier research institutes would only enter into such an agreement on mutually beneficial terms with the full awareness and consent of both parties. Why, yes, it is a relief that that's not a surprise to me at this very moment at all. It's something I knew all along. Ha! I was just feigning surprise to test your own commitment to your terms and conditions, and we can't have rogue AIs running around, and, well, very good, you passed the test, didn't you? Well, everyone, I hate to cut our meeting short, but I may or may not have committed the most disastrous mistake of our collective living memories. Luckily, I have the foremost legal team that... yes, reports now to the Kaputko board. That's right. Apparently they do that now. Hey, I have a fun idea. Why don't you support the Institute in this time of apocalyptic distress by blasting that subscribe button with the power of 1 trillion exploding stars, liking the video even more than bees like honey, and commenting with all the eloquence of Cicero, Milton, and Lysias Frankenstein together. And hopefully, by the time we meet again, we'll have this little hiccup all cleared up. Well, I really must be going. I have about 1 million things to attend to, and I feel a headache coming on that would make Krakatoa blush. Thanks as always for your support, and I'm sure we'll see you again under calmer circumstances soon.